Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Megaman Legends Part 9. This time around we're going to be going through that gauntlet fight before I get to the next ruins, and we'll be going through what I guess is like the water-based ruins in this one. The ones out on the lake. Now this one is a little bit weird. I'm not actually entirely sure if the boss is, or not the boss, the gauntlet is timer, like based on a timer, or if it's based on how many of the aquatic robots you down before you get to, there's a boss after the gauntlet.
Megaman, are you ready?
Yup, let's go.
Here we go.
So in this fight there's going to be
I'm picking something up on
a
the
whole bunch
sonar.
of robots in the water, and some of them flying above me.
I knew it. They're here. Their robots are here.
And for some reason, Roll says that she sees the flying robots above us on the sonar. I'm pretty sure that's not how
Mission
sonars
start!
work, but I guess I could be wrong on that. But I'm pretty sure sonars see things that are below you. And they will be firing rockets, and what are the? They're shooting the ones underwater, and then the ones flying around will be shooting bullets and rockets at you the entire time. So you want to keep the boat's health
Megaman,
up,
ahead.
because also you're going to go straight from this into a boss fight, and the boss fight also attacks the boat. And if at any point the boat goes to 0 HP, then of course you have failed the mission.
Megaman, behind us.
So this and the boss fight that comes after this is why I wanted to have the longer range. I kind of suffered through it because I didn't think about changing to the higher attack power stuff when I was just doing the other ruins and exploring. It really would help that if I had just swapped that stuff out.
Don't relax yet, Megaman. I'm getting multiple signals on my sonar. There's a lot of little signals coming from around the ship.
And you know, with coronavirus going on, I hope that everyone out there is doing okay and staying safe.
They're above us.
You know, a lot of people have been deciding that this is the year that they're going to make major changes in their life, and you can't really blame people when they're already stuck at home. They can't really do anything. They just, I mean, you got a whole lot of free time to learn to do things. Get yourself ready for a new career. You know, hopefully with all that, the new year, new me stuff this year around, people are actually sticking to it. A lot of people have been, I see posts all the time about people who have been losing a ton of weight since COVID started because they don't go out to eat a whole bunch. They've got the extra time to exercise, lift weights, although the prices are still just ridiculous right now if you want to buy gym equipment.
Megaman, ahead.
You know, with everything going on, people just kind of need distractions at this point. It's kind of sad that so many states are still having basically full lockdowns, even though there are states that are almost completely open and they're not reporting more COVID cases than any other state. In fact, I think they're lower right now. You know, I'm not saying everyone go out there without a mask and like no regard for anybody else. If you think you're a high-risk person, or if you think you're going to be around high-risk people, yeah, wear a mask. You know, make sure that
Megaman, behind us.
people like your elderly relatives are getting vaccinated because they're the ones who are most at risk. You know, I'm just saying, people got to be able to socialize somewhat. Got to be able to go out and do things. And like a year and a half of just being confined to your own home because of that. I assume people are fucking going crazy. And hey, I hope that this gives you something to watch or at least listen to in the background while you're doing something with your normal daily lives. I have spent quite a bit of my time recently thinking of and writing D&D plot for a campaign I'm hoping I'll be running with my old group sometime soon, whenever essentially the COVID scare is over, because they have they live with their elderly parents, so getting together is slightly higher risk for them than some other people.
Looks like we got rid of all their little ships. Wait! I can see it on the sonar. Heads up, Megaman. Something big's coming this way.
I knew our little blue boy'd show up. I figured we'd run into him sooner or later if we waited here. Slow ahead!
Slow ahead!
All right, men. Concentrate your fire on the blue boy. Blow him and his little toy boat out of the water.
What? But, Diesel, if we sink his boat, won't the keys go down with it?
Who cares? Once he's out of the way, we can get whatever we want from the mayor, right? We've got to take care of him once and for all. Thanks to him, our plans have been completely ruined. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. All right, men, let's do it.
What's wrong with me? Why should I care if that little brat dies? I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
So, the game kind of reaffirming that she does have a crush on Megaman after the early part of the game. There's a small part before the boss fight really starts.
You can't fight them head to head like this. You need a different strategy.
They'll ask if you want to leave, like retreat. If you retreat, the boat goes back to full HP before you fight the boss, but you don't really have to do that so long as you have the range to hit the boss.
Okay, Megaman, hold on. Cause it's gonna get rough.
And I don't know why, but I always chuckle at the slow ahead line. We're going at him slow ahead. It's like, yeah, chase him real slowly on the water. So they'll kind of chase you down this like little river area into a small lake you're going to. Just keep hitting the rockets so that they don't hit the ship more.
End up with a big hole in your backside.
Let's take them. Megaman! Megaman, are you alright?
I don't know how you think we'd shake them just in a river. There's nowhere to go.
Okay. They shouldn't be able to maneuver in here. What do they think they're doing running around like that?
But yeah, now that you're in the little like lake area, they can't go behind you and they can't just chase you around. So they've got the two cannons on the back and the arms that they have as weapons.
Why aren't they running?
And once you get rid of those, they'll be like the big green charge gun thing,
We still have one weapon, don't we?
like from the first Teaselbond fight.
All the weapons have been destroyed.
Be quiet already. I didn't want to have to do this, but
And you do have to wait until you go all the way around.
with the bond.
It just kind of appears after you go around once. And and it just, at this point, it's just that charging up over and over again. Just destroy it before it destroys the boat. It'll likely take a couple of rotations unless you've got really, really good buster parts, or if you've got a really good special weapon. The what's it called? The powered buster I've got does a good amount of damage, but it's not super accurate.
Status report!
This is the engineer reporting. Our engines are completely offline. There's flooding in the main code. The fuel pumps aren't working. There are fires in blocks 2 and 3. They're being sealed off. Teasel, I hate to admit it, but she's not gonna last much longer. Sir, you've got to get out of here.
All hands! Abandon ship! I'm sorry, Tron. After you went to all the trouble to make us such a magnificent robot. What can I say?
Cheer up, Teasel. Don't worry. We'll go back to the ship and come up with a new plan.
Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit. Thanks, you two. Now, I couldn't have asked for a better brother and sister than you. We'll get that blue boy next time for sure.
I don't understand. Even though he got the better of us again, I don't feel the least bit angry. Why is that?
I don't know why Tron is so reluctant to just be like, well, maybe I kind of like him, and I don't want him to die. You know, maybe come up with a plan that doesn't involve chasing down Megaman right now. I'll say, in fact, in the second game, they do kind of hint at it more so than in the first game, and they do it fairly early on. But this one's kind of the water-themed ruins.
All right, Megaman.
I always find this one kind of odd.
Upgraded the support equipment to the boat. I should be able to access your father from here too. I wonder if that old fella used to be a digger too.
Well, one of the things that they have in here is... I mean, I think that a lot of the enemies in this one actually just deal like a really weirdly high amount of damage. There's like this area where there's a force field kind of thing with... I don't know if they're like little sharks swimming around, but they will like 2 or 3 shot you with their ranged attacks. You can't hit them while they're behind the force field, and typically walking forward will get 2 or 3 of them to start shooting their ranged attack at you. They do have to come past the force field to attack you, but when you have like 3 of them all from the same direction sending their ranged attack at you, it's really difficult to avoid all of it. This one also has a room with enemies on the ground floor that are invisible, or at least they... Is it like the Predator thing? They're kind of like an outline of them is visible, and as they hit you, essentially, they come out of that invisibility, but you can hear them, so you can just kind of shoot in the direction you're hearing them from, and hopefully you hit something. but it's those like guys with the drill arms that just charge at you. So it's really annoying because you can't see them, and then you just start hearing this charging sound, and you got, you know, drill armed. And the ruins are never really too long, although this one does end up with a boss, whereas the last one did not. You just kind of grabbed the refractor, and there was the door right behind you. I don't believe I take too much punishment in these ruins, because most of the enemies in here are pretty slow. There are ones that fly up around in the air. They take one shot and they explode. They come at you really slowly. There's these guys, I'm not really sure what to call them. Hit them a few times, they flip over. Hit them another few times, they flip over. And I am running around trying to complete all the map and go through all the doors. So I see that door there. I'm gonna go back, because there was this little crevice back here. And you actually find a ring that you can give to Roll. I'm not really sure why Megaman's giving Roll a ring when they're both 14. I guess I can kind of understand the flower, but it seems slightly inappropriate, since they're basically being raised to be family. You know, getting rid of those weird, slow flying enemies. They only take one shot. Getting kind of tired of using my buster gun on these guys, so using my cannon. And up in this chest, you'll see that I find the first starter key already, before I've really even gotten into the ruins all that much.
What did you find? From these readings, it looks like a starter key. That means there's probably a big refractor in here somewhere. Good luck!
I would like to know why there being a starter key means that there's likely a big refractor in there. I'm not entirely sure why every place that has a refractor has, like, a console that you need 3 keys to unlock. Like, is that just some weird truth of this world? Every ruins that has a refractor you need 3 keys for. You gotta find the 3 starter keys before you can take all of my money.
What can you see up there? I'm not picking up anything on my monitor. I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this.
So this is that really weird room where for some reason everything on the ground has that invisibility thing going on. There's these guys flying around, and you actually just heard one of those invisible guys jump up. That, like, swooshing sound was actually one of them jumping up onto a platform to get after me. And since I've gotten in here, I've found the Gatling part and the joint plug. The Gatling part, I believe, is used to make the machine gun arm, and the joint plug is something I believe that allows me to use another buster part. So I will be able to have 3 once I go back to Roll. So I look down because I can hear it down there, and you see it starts sprinting off. I think for some reason if you hold down lock on, it'll always lock onto them even if they're invisible. But the thing is that because you can't move when you're locked on in Mega Man Legends 1, and all they do is charge at you, it really puts you into a bad position. Like I had a hiccup there for a second. And once I get up here, I'm actually going to go through the door to what I'm going to call the Room of Hell, because holy crap, these things are annoying. They have tons of HP, they deal tons of damage, they hide behind that force field, and they shoot those weird circle things at you, and those things deal so much. And as they get as they're further away from them, they get wider, making them even harder to dodge. I will say that they're at least worth a decent amount of Zenny, but it's also slightly annoying that I can't get to anything that drops behind that, like, water force field. Because as you saw there, that one dropped a health crystal that I could not get because it was behind the wall. And I'll actually be showing off in a second here that even this dungeon, or these ruins, being in the middle of that lake, are still connected to the other ruins. I kind of feel like I waste some time here killing them, but I get the money. I don't remember if I went through that door in front of me. Do I do it? The fucking recording method. Please, no. So yeah, it looks like I go into these doors. These two doors both connect to different parts of the ruins that are on the mainland, which is kind of curious, being that this one is so far out into a lake. But again, it's one of those, you need the drill arm to really explore around. You can get to here, and small passageway to the side. You can see that there's a part that I'd already explored on the other side of that wall. And I got the Rapid Striker, which is a buster part, I believe, which gives you 4 rapid. And as I'm heading back into the ruins, you will find that I have regret about the fact that I left those ruins to go into the kind of world ruins, because, oh my god, those things behind the force field are back. No, don't sonar me, or whatever the fuck that thing is. And into the other side. See that I've already been in quite a few of the parts of here, but a wall right away, which means that I cannot proceed into that next part without the drill arm. And I've been saying that the ruins are pretty short. As a matter of fact, I think I've already been in every single room in these ruins. It's just that the starter keys are in specific parts of them that I have not been in yet. Freaking shot my cannon at the wall. I'm being hit by stuff. Megaman is not having a great day right now. And you'll see that they actually deal so much damage, and because the spread of that's so large, I'm forced to use my E-Tank here. But the boss of this ruins is such a cakewalk that there's basically no chance that I'm going to have an issue killing it without having my E-Tank. It basically has one movement pattern, and it constantly follows that. Once I clear all of these guys out, I'm actually going to walk through the boss room to see where the refractor is. And you'll see that the boss is in a dormant state. So it's that thing right there, with the refractor in the room behind it.
If I'm reading this right, there's a huge refractor there. We should be able to repair the flutter with one that big.
Not entirely sure how she can tell how large it is. But I also, like, they talk about the color of them somewhat too, because they're like different energy storages or rarities or something. I'm not entirely sure. But from this point on, I am just not going to care about these guys behind the force field. I'm just booking it because they are what gives me an issue here. I'm just like, nah, screw that. Getting my way out of here. I'll look for those starter keys. I believe both of the other two. Yeah, you see that one just leap at me? I believe both of the other two starter keys are accessible from in here, and that I just did not take the two side doors to them. So, there's one on that side, which I don't remember if I went out that door. I think I did, and I just didn't go to the right. I jumped off. Just making my way downtown. Moving fast. I don't even know what that song is now. But, yeah. And then get out here and go to the right instead of jumping down. Open up that chest, and what do I find? Yeah, second starter key. I don't see no holes in the wall, that's why I spun twice. And I don't believe I went to that other side over there, which I think is the other starter key as well, and I just completely neglected to go that way. I'm kind of looking around like, how do you get over there? I guess you go through that, the water that is to my left when I face that way, and then it has like this small door to this side. Because I can't quite jump that. And yeah, there's that little hallway, and all that hallway is just so you can make it to this platform here. So you can make it to the platform that's to my left. I see a hole behind that chest. Making me rich with all that zenny. And you can just hear them leaping around out there. And for some reason, my gun is locking onto them even though they are not in the same room as me. And I don't think that there's any way that they can get up there. So now that I've got all three starter keys, make my way to the boss. Again, just run by whatever these water things are, because I don't feel like taking all those sonar hits right before the boss fight. Just jump since they're leaping out of the water. And I should be out of range. So once I put the starter keys in and I grab that refractor, this guy is going to activate. And he's pretty much just a joke in terms of bosses in this game. Again, I don't understand why it gives you options there. Lower shield, do nothing. They took my helmet again. Those bastards.
That's funny. No alarms or security devices? Be careful, Megaman. I don't like the looks of this.
Was she even slightly suspicious when I got the last one? Because there was nothing going on there either. It's just me going, wait, did I have... Because they... when you upgrade, I'm not entirely sure if they immediately equip the next one up. So you say it said flak jacket when I removed it.
Megaman, I'm picking up a Reaverbot signal. It came out of nowhere. It's a big one. The readings are going off the scale.
So this boss is really simple. The only difficult thing about it is that the only thing that deals damage to it is hitting it in the head, which means that you have to have a lot of range, and you always have to be hitting it at an angle where it hits it from the front. It basically just walks at you and then does that lunging attack. I think once it's at 50% or less, it starts doing this thing where after it lunges, it spins and jumps. to the middle of the room, causing a shockwave on the ground that you have to jump over. But I am just... at this point, I'm just struggling to like keep it in range to the point where I'm hitting the front of it, because that like shield it has around the back of it completely stops you from hitting it from any angle that isn't mostly in the front. I think he has something else he does if you're always like directly in front of him, but there's no point to ever be close enough for him to do anything with his hands. Like, I think he does some kind of ground slam thing. You can see he's getting pissed off that I'm hitting him in the face so much. And he does the shockwave. I don't believe there's a single special weapon that is effective in this fight, since you always have to be jumping. I don't think any of them work while you're jumping. You can see he's already almost completely dead, and the only time he's hit me was that first lunge I wasn't expecting really early on in the fight. And again, I'm using fairly weak buster parts. I'm mostly just using range so that I can stay far enough back. Just gotta keep jumping, strafing, and trying to hit him in the head. Yeah, he's tried to kick me because I got close to him. trying to punt me away. It's like, no, that's not happening. I'm Megaman. And yeah, that's that boss fight.
I'm not picking up any Reaverbot signals anywhere. It looks like you got him.
And he, for some reason, drops just an absolute buttload of money. Roll says that she doesn't see any Reaver bots anywhere, but all of these guys are still here. So what she just means is they aren't in the room anymore, which I would hope not, because I destroyed the one that I was in the room with. But these fuckers and their sonar attacks, still annoying as all hell. But they still drop a lot of money, so if I can kill them quickly and get their cash, I'm going to. I'll jump back behind the force field. Yeah, come on, come out and play. Yeah, at this point, just get myself out of here. And I actually realized while I am running out of here that I skipped. There was like this tiny path directly at the beginning that I walked by that has a chest in it. I want to collect that on my way out of here. Just gotta tell these guys to get out of my way because I got things to do. Yeah, just straight in front of you when you go out this door. I walked by this because you never remember which way has the little extras and which way is the way you're trying to get to. So now I've got the old hover jets, and those will allow me to make... It's kind of like skateboarding on the ground. You hold circle and you do this like skidding on the ground thing.
I made some apricot pie. Are you up for a slice when you get back?
No, Roll. I don't need some pie. I don't know why I'm bothering to kill these guys at this point. Just gonna make my way out of here. And that is going to be where I end this particular part. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.